What up, everybody? Mickie didn't make an appearance in BMF Season 4, Episode 7, after it was revealed in Episode 6 that he was plotting against Meech and Terry. After getting married in Episode 6, he's probably still enjoying his honeymoon period and enjoying the money that he got to start over, giving his family a new life. But we did see the direct results of Mickie's actions coming to a head in Episode 7 in St. Louis, with the war being sparked between Jay Pusher's crew and the Moors after Mickie missed firing a shot at Jay Pusher on purpose, knowing that it would spark a war. And after Jay Pusher killed the Sheik, Money Moo, at the end of Episode 6, this war was in full motion in Episode 7, and Mickie's plan would have likely came to fruition as well if it wasn't for Carter taking out his own brother Jay Pusher to save Meech and Kia. But what we do know from the Episode 8 trailer is that Mickie will be making his next move in Episode 8, as he's seen watching somebody at what looks to me to be Platinum Palace, and if not Platinum Palace, then some other club. So it looks like Mickie will be traveling from Detroit to Atlanta in Episode 8 to do his recon work on Meech to make his next move. After getting the money for his daughter's surgery, his wife Aisha tried to tell Mickie that maybe they should stop while they're ahead, saying she knows that they would take this to the end, but God has blessed them with everything. But Mickie has revenge set on his mind against Meech and Terry, and told Aisha that he would square up with God when he meets him. But for now, he's going to make sure that Meech and T never fuck anybody else over again. And we still know exactly what his intentions are and what he means by that. Is he talking about killing them, getting them killed, getting them arrested, or possibly trying to make them fall off and hit rock bottom like he had hit before he met Aisha? That's still to be determined after only finding out that Mickie was plotting against Meech and T in the last scene we saw him in. But I'm starting to think that a lot like Detective Bryant has done and has taken all his problems out on Meech, it kind of seems like Mickie is doing the same type of thing. Because initially, he made the call on his own to take out J-Mo, which turned Bryant against Meech. And when Meech asked Mickie if he had gotten rid of the gun he used to kill J-Mo, Mickie lied to Meech and told him yes. Then Mickie violated the 50 Boys rules and hooked up with one of their soldiers, Kato, who was a double agent also working for Lamar, and ultimately killing Kato for this, not knowing he had got her pregnant until it was later revealed to him by Detective Bryant. But Mickie got caught with the same gun he killed both J-Mo and Kato with by Detective Bryant, and ended up agreeing to work with Bryant to take down Meech, even wearing the wire at one point and almost setting up Meech until at the last minute he decided not to go through with it and show Meech that he was wearing a wire. With Meech even giving Mickie a second chance because of their history, but ultimately putting Mickie out the family because he got bad information from Sterling Black. So yes, Mickie could blame Meech for a couple things, but at the end of the day, most of what happened he brought upon himself. But this isn't going to be Mickie's first trip to Atlanta, because ironically in Season 2, right after Meech and T found out that Mickie was a snitch, they brought him down to Atlanta with the intention of Mickie not making it back to Detroit alive. But Mickie, being far more about the streets than he ever was going to clubs or anything like that, had his head on a swivel and noticed T talking to somebody suspicious at the club who ended up being a hitter, and Mickie avoided getting shot, only for Mickie to pull his strap on T, knowing that T hired the hitter to take him out, when Meech intervened. And at this point is when Meech decided to give Mickie the second chance, because Ty Washington had just got killed and Meech didn't want to see any more deaths. But here's when things get real interesting, because if there's anybody who Mickie hates more than Meech, it's Detective Bryant, because he blames Bryant for his mother's death. And also Bryant put him in the trunk of the car so he couldn't be there for his mother's death, something that still bothers Mickie to this day. And who else is in Atlanta trying to take out Meech other than Mickie? None other than Detective Bryant himself. And just like the trailer shows Mickie at what could potentially be Platinum Palace trying to do recon work on Meech, Detective Bryant has also been spotted doing the same thing, looking into Duffy. And after getting Duffy into custody, his crime board now has a picture of the stripper named Epiphany with a note questioning if she's connected to Meech. So what would be really interesting is if while in Atlanta, B. Mickie and Detective Bryant run into each other. Because just like B. Mickie has no love for Detective Bryant doesn't have any love for B. Mickie either. Keep it in mind that it was B. Mickie's gun, the same gun that Meech had told him to get rid of, that he used to kill both J-Mo and Kato, that Bryant was holding over B. Mickie's head to get him to cooperate with him against Meech, that Bryant's son Kevin ultimately used to kill his bully Marcus at the basketball court. Not to mention at one point, B. Mickie broke into Bryant's house to make an attempt to find that same gun, and Kevin was home, and B. Mickie locked Kevin in a closet. I don't think Detective Bryant has forgot about that either. So there's some serious bad blood between Detective Bryant and B. Mickie, and I'm really hoping that they cross paths in Atlanta. But B. Mickie won't be the only person making his second trip to the ATL in episode 8, because we also know that Charles will also be making his way to Atlanta to start helping Meech and T around the studio. Keep it in mind that in season 3, when Charles made his first trip down to Atlanta, it was during the Jack the Rapper event where Glock, the leader of the Miami Killers, connected with Charles because he was Meech's weakness as a way to get to Meech. So Meech having Charles that close to him again could potentially be a weakness that is exploited by his enemies. And the trailer shows Bryant approaching Meech, Terry, and Charles, and telling Charles specifically nothing would bring him greater joy than to put Charles's grimy ass boys in handcuffs. So the way Charles reacts to Detective Bryant telling him this will tell us a lot about Charles's character development throughout this series. Keep it in mind how prideful he was in season 1 and moved out of his house because Meech paid off their mortgage. To season 3, taking money from Terry for the first time to do some construction work around his restaurant. All the way to now taking a job with Meech and Terry. Because this isn't going to be the first time that Bryant has confronted Meech and Terry in front of Charles. In season 1, after they fished J-Mo's body out of the lake, Bryant showed up at the end of Terry Jr.'s baby christening, right when Charles had started getting over his feelings about Meech paying off the mortgage, and was about to go out to eat with the family. But after Bryant approached him, he looked at Meech and T's Mercedes-Benz and passed on going out to eat with the family. So I said this was going to show a lot about Charles's character development throughout the seasons if he takes up for Meech and Terry in front of Bryant. Or will he react in the same type of way he did in season 1, and Bryant confronting him, Meech, and Terry could potentially make Charles decide to go back to Detroit and not take that job working for Meech and Terry. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.